Samba Sport Podcast, where stories are told.
Jambo and welcome to Samba Sports Podcast, where stories are told. We are dedicating this podcast today to Fazil Chinoy Fellowship. My name is Mohammed Ali Machausa and I will be your host. Today we have a special guest. She will tell us who she is.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mwanasha, a fellow at Fazil Chinoy Fellowship. Today is a very important day to me because I'm completing 3 years of the fellowship, serving widows under the Tuwajali Wajane Kwale Initiative CPO. Aha,
there you have it. Mwanasha Gaserego has been one of the 2 pioneer fellows under the Fazil Chinoy Fellowship, and today, being 30th of August, she's completing 3 years of support by the Fazil Chinoy Fellowship. Mwanasha, maybe if you could tell us just a bit about the fellowship. How was it about and what was the experience?
So thank you so much, Mohammed, for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to register my sincere thanks to all supporters of the Fazil Chinoy Fellowship. This includes the jurors here in Kenya and also the donors in America. I'm very glad. The Fazil Chinoy Fellowship to me is an important opportunity where leaders are made. And I'm very glad. I'm a testimony through the fellowship. I've witnessed my own personal growth. First is in terms of skill development. I'd like to say professional growth. Through the fellowship, I took the first 2 years of the fellowship to join college. I'm now a teacher, another profession I didn't have before, and a major in adult education. And also other skills include skills gained throughout the period of the fellowship, through mentorship from the juror, including monitoring and evaluation skills, report writing skills, skills like problem solving and critical thinking, leadership and management. All these are skills that I've gained over the 3 years of the fellowship period. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much, Mwanasha. I know Mwanasha will speak about the fellowship because she feels it has been a foundation for her rapid growth. Fazil Chinoy Fellowship from the family in America has been an exceptional opportunity for the fellows. And the objectives of the fellowship, one was about grooming and growing the fellows. And the second was about building a team around them and building institutions around them. And third, it was about connecting them with opportunities in the world. So Mwanasha I know she started telling us a bit about her opportunities as an individual. Maybe if there's something more about that, and then we'd like to hear also about how did the fellowship maybe help her to grow her institution, Tuwajali Wajane Kwale.
So I can say at the institutional level, before the fellowship, I used to operate under mango tree. And then into a small room, part of my house where I had donated through my spouse, who is very supportive, to serve as a widow's serving station. And then later now to a 4-roomed office where now widows are served with efficiency. Also, before the fellowship, I had only 12 groups of widows under the initiative. As we are completing the fellowship today, I'm happy to mention that 42 groups of widows are benefiting from the initiative.
30 more groups.
30 more groups have been formed and all registered with the Department of Social Services, who are our partners in this project because of the support they are giving us as representatives of the government.
Just a minute. You talked of 4-roomed house. Would it be okay if you told us how did it come to be that from a mango tree to a four-roomed house over a period of 2.5, 3 years?
So through the stipend, the Fazil Chinoy Fellowship has a package for stipend to facilitate activities that are directed to serving widows in the community. So part of the stipend has to go for personal motivation, and the rest has to be dedicated to the widows. And so it's a gift or a present to the widows if I dedicate them. I dedicate their share through construction of a sustainable station where they can be served beyond the fellowship.
Wow.
That was the idea.
So we are talking about sustainability.
Yes, sustainability.
From a mango tree to a four-roomed house.
Yes, sustainability. And in fact, in all our projects that we are undertaking at the Tuwajali Wajane Kwale initiatives, the mentorship through the Jura has really been emphasizing on sustainability and focus. That's what I learned, and whatever I learned, I try to implement, and truly I've witnessed the positive outcomes out of the Jura skills. Also, talking about volunteers who are supporting the initiative, initially I used to be alone. As a volunteer, as everything, as a finance officer. Right now I'm proud of a team of 15 volunteers who are serving at the organization with diverse skills that are helpful to the service of the widows in our community. We have also come up with SACCO, a Savings and Credit Cooperative Society, an institution that gives an opportunity to the widows to access cheap credit. Initially, that is before the fellowship, widows used to get funding for their businesses or loans from Shylocks or from also other manipulating financial institutions, but now they have their own savings and credit cooperatives that serves them. It is widows led, it is also widows owned and managed.
There you are, from an individual to an institution of at least 15 people and their own office, from widows who struggle to find credit to widows who own their own savings and lending cooperative. That is the story of Mwanasha in the fellowship. Tell us more.
Yeah, we have also organized our widows into 5 farming groups of 30 widowed farmers each. So we have farmers in widowed farmers in Mwaembe village. We have farmers in Marizani farm. We have farmers in Chivingoni. The farm is owned by Mwangaza Widows Group. We have another one in Vidungene 1, and then we have Vidungene 2. So these are 5 farms comprising of 30 widowed farmers each. Through the Department of Agriculture, these farmers have received trainings in organic farming. The organic farming technique of agriculture helps them to combat climate change, improve also yields, and also sustain their nutrition. Through the SACCO, they are able to save the money they get after selling the vegetables out of their organic farming farms, and this has really improved savings in the SACCO.
Yeah, so at least 150 widows who ordinarily would be out there languishing in poverty and isolation and helplessness are involved in farming activities, and not just farming activities, but organic farming activities. in the process also combating climate change.
Yes.
This is the story of Mwanasha in the fellowship. Yeah. So you still have some stories?
Yes. We are working together with the National Government Affirmative Action Fund through the office of the County Women Member of Parliament, and we have seen widows who had never accessed this particular fund now accessing it, and we have registered 10 groups of widows that have benefited from the Women Economic Empowerment Fund of 40,000 each. As we say, there is another group of 5 more groups that have applied, and also the organization have also applied for support from the National Government Affirmative Action Fund. The fellowship has been a link between us and the Office of the Women MP, and we're very grateful for that.
Talking about linkages, I want Mwanasha to talk to us about the opportunities, the networks, the connection, and maybe the number of actors that are attracted to Ajali Wajane right now.
So we are now running a project called Supporting Her Empowerment to Prevent and Respond to Gender-Based Violence. It's a 1-year project, and today we are in the 8th month, and it's supported by a Center for Rights, Education and Awareness of Women under their project Peace Card Seed Hub. And this fund has helped us reach 35 beneficiaries, 30 being female youth raised in widowed households, and 5 being male champions in the community.
Wow.
In these projects, apart from responding to and preventing gender-based violence, we are also talking about the sexual reproductive health rights of these female youth raised in widowed households, most of them young mothers. And we are happy. As we speak now, we have 7 learners through these projects who learns about gender-based violence, how to prevent themselves, the case referral mechanism, the referral pathway for case reporting, that is, advocacy, and through advocacy, through their advocate, young youth raised in widowed household called Jamila, the advocate asked for a meeting with the area member of parliament and presented their case advocating for vocational skills. And through the Constituency Development Fund, they got support for vocational education. As we're saying now, 7 of the learners are taking vocational courses, including hairdressing, electrical engineering, and also computer literacy skills.
Thank you very much, Mwanasha. Amazing story. We could spend the entire day just listening to the beautiful stories of Mwanasha. I want to tell you that Search for Common Ground has been supporting Mwanasha over the last 2 years. Plan International is working very closely with Mwanasha and a host of other organizations because of the potential, the capacity built, and the institutional strengthening that has happened at Ajali Wajane. Mwanasha, I know we have so many stories. Maybe we can have another time. But for today, what is your message to Fazil Chinoy Fellowship?
Again, I would like to register my thanks to the Fazil Chinoy Fellowship team. And I know there are other fellows who are coming on board. I'd also like to share a word with them to make sure that I urge them to make sure that they use this particular opportunity to grow our community. And we have friendly jurors at the Fazil Chinoy Fellowship. They should not shy away from asking for help. And whatever they are told, mentorship is a process. They have to follow and sometimes challenge, but all in a respective way for the benefit of the people they serve. I wish them all the best, and I would also ask if there's any other opportunity that can be linked to the Pioneer Fellows to continue beyond the fellowship. That is highly welcome.
Thank you.
Bless you, Shainaz. God bless you, Shainaz. God bless you, Carl.
There you are. I thought she would forget about herself, that in case of any opportunities, then they are still welcome. And of course, Carl and Shainaz are very warmly appreciative of the work that you've done, and I'm sure they'll be looking around to see that they can channel any interested and supportive partners your way. That is the story of Fazil Chinoy Fellowship. A fellowship that is changing lives, a fellowship that is changing our community here in Kwale. Stay tuned for more. Adios.
Samba Sport Podcast, where stories are told.